Good morning, Chief Chris Butler. This morning at approximately 3:34 a.m., a 911 call was received from a male who reported that he had been robbed by several individuals. He was calling from the McDonald's across the street. Then at approximately 4:36 a.m., that call was dispatched and police officers responded to the scene. While the police were responding to the McDonald's and en route, the call was updated, or another call was received from the manager inside the McDonald's stating that there was a white male, armed with knives, banging on the windows and behaving in a threatening manner. When the police officers are given this information, they respond to the McDonald's. An officer arrives, gets out of the car, begins to check the business, can't find the individual who was waving the knives and banging on the windows and everything. From across the street, that officer hears an individual in between the businesses just to my left here at 300 State Street. That individual is armed with knives. He's telling them, "I'm over here, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to cut your heads off." So the officers then began to establish a perimeter around the area and contain the individual, because at this particular time there are other individuals that are down here and they're trying to safeguard the lives as well. After they begin to set up on him and everything, the individual, they begin for probably about 10 minutes or so trying to talk with him and negotiate with him to drop the knives and to surrender. He continues in a threatening manner again, telling them he's going to slash them, cut their heads off, he's going to kill them. What happens is, as one officer begins to approach on the side, the suspect then turns and sees him. He immediately raises the knife and begins to charge towards the officer. And at that point, I have two separate officers that discharge their firearms at the suspect, and the suspect fell to the ground, and he was subsequently transported to the hospital where he currently is, and he's in critical condition.
Any idea where he was shot?
I'll have to give that to you information later.
Was he known to police? Is he transient? Does he live in the area?
Not at this time. I don't have all those information. I know he's had some contacts with other police agencies, but I'll have to verify all that for you later.
There was an evidence bag back there that looked like a military bag. Is he affiliated with the vet center?
I don't know that answer.
Can you describe if he's, like how old he is, his age, his gender?
I don't believe we made next of kin notification, letting him know what happened and everything. I do know he's a white male, and again, later this afternoon at 3 o'clock, I'll have more details for you.
On the two officers, names and how long they've been with the organization?
I'll get that information to you later as well. You got to understand we're at the infancy stage of the investigation, so I want to make sure before I give you the information that it's accurate.
Were those the two officers that were handing over the keys to their patrol cars and walking away earlier?
I'm not sure what you saw, but two of the individuals that were involved in the incident were here.
Okay, the two officers that you talked about were here. I mean, is that typical protocol for them to come back and for them to be questioned here on scene?
Well, you got to remember, with the officers, we're unable to question the officers that are actually involved in the shooting. We typically get a lot of our information from the witness officers. So yeah, it's typical for them to pretty much remain at the scene during the course of the investigation, and we have a lot of other administrative things that are happening while they're here.
And they had the FOP attorney out here with them as well?
Yes.
Do you have any witnesses or anyone that can recount what actually transpired?
I've got witness officers. I'm not sure about civilian witnesses at this point. Like I said, again, I'll let you know what's going on. Of course, we have the witnesses from inside the McDonald's that did make the subsequent call to us, which prompted us to go to the McDonald's.
And from my understanding, both those officers weren't injured, is that correct?
That's correct. None of the officers are injured.
And typical protocol is after an officer-involved shooting, they're going to be on administrative leave?
Yes, that's correct.
Is there any relation between the original robbery call to this person here, or?
I don't know. I believe that the original caller, the one that reported the robbery, is the same individual, but I haven't confirmed that yet. The one that McDonald's called about and the one that we subsequently encountered behind the business.
Do you know what type of knives the suspect was actually carrying?
I don't. Again, I'll have that later this afternoon at 3 o'clock. It's being described to me as kind of a large knife. And there were several knives. It's not just one knife.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it.